The stock exchange. You've heard the term a million times, right? On the news, in movies. But what does it actually do? Well, in the next few minutes, we're going to pull back the curtain and make it all make sense. Let's start with a kind of surprising comparison.
Okay, so picture your local farmer's market. You got the fresh produce, the people milling around. Now picture Wall Street. Suits, screens, chaos. What on earth could those two things possibly have in common? I know, it sounds a little crazy, but trust me, they're built on the very same idea.
See, it all comes down to connecting buyers with sellers. At the farmer's market, farmers sell their vegetables. On the stock exchange, companies sell shares, which are just tiny little slices of ownership in their business. At their heart, they're both just marketplaces. Simple as that.
So if it's just a marketplace, what's the big deal? What makes it so incredibly important? Let's dig a little deeper into what a stock exchange is really all about.
All right, here's the more official definition. But I want you to focus on two key words here: organized and regulated. Those are huge. This isn't the Wild West, you know? It's a structured system with a whole rulebook designed to make sure things are fair and transparent for everybody.
And this whole marketplace, it's really doing two major things at once. For the companies, it's a way to get money. We call it capital, so they can grow, build new things, and expand. And for investors, well, it's a chance to get a piece of that growth and hopefully share in the profits.
Okay, so we've got the what down, now let's get into the how. How does a share of a company actually move from a seller's hands into a buyer's? Let's follow the journey of one single trade.
So it starts with a company listing its shares for sale. Then, an investor, someone just like you, opens what's called a brokerage account. Your broker then finds a seller's broker on the exchange platform. And finally, the exchange itself acts like the official scorekeeper, securing the trade and recording it, and that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
But why should you trust this system with your money? Well, it all comes back to those core features. Because it's organized and because it's regulated, there are rules in place to make sure pricing is fair and to protect you from shady stuff. That trust is literally the glue that holds the whole thing together.
Now let's zoom out, because a stock exchange is so much more than just a place to trade. It's actually one of the main engines that powers our entire economy.
For businesses, think of it like a giant fueling station. The money they raise by selling shares is what allows a tiny tech startup to hire a bunch of engineers and create the next big thing. It literally fuels innovation, expansion, and new jobs, all things that make the economy grow.
And on the flip side, for individuals, it's this incredible platform for creating wealth. I mean, by investing in companies that do well, people can grow their savings over time, which helps pay for things like retirement or college or other big life goals.
This quote really nails it. A stock exchange is a central part of the capital market, supporting economic growth. It's that critical link. It's the place that connects money with ideas, letting capital flow to where it can do the most good and really push the economy forward.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but let's bring it right down to earth. What does any of this mean for you, especially if you're totally new to this whole world?
So if you're sitting there thinking, okay, this sounds pretty interesting, the next logical question is, how does someone actually get started? Where do you even begin?
It really boils down to three first steps. First, you open an account with a brokerage firm. That's kind of like your passport to the market. Second, maybe just watch for a bit. See how prices move, get a feel for the rhythm of it all. And third, and this is the absolute most important part, make sure you really understand the potential upsides and the potential risks before you ever invest a single dollar.
Whew, we've covered a lot of ground. So let's boil it all down. If you only remember three things from our little chat today, please make it these three.
First, it is a regulated marketplace. It's not a casino. That means it's built on a foundation of rules to keep trading transparent and secure. And second, its most important job is to be that bridge, letting money flow between companies with big ideas and the investors who want to back them. It's a win-win.
At the end of the day, the stock exchange is where ideas get the capital they need to become reality. It's where a brilliant concept for a new piece of technology or a bold plan for global expansion actually finds the funding to take flight. It's an engine of progress. And that leaves us with the biggest question of all. What amazing idea will it fuel next?